All right, we're
We're back.
back. How are you?
Good.
You're in
This
San
week,
Francisco?
I'm still in San Francisco, flying out later today, back home, back to
Live from the
Toronto
hotel.
from the hotel. Correct.
Yeah, I like the live from the hotel episodes. I did the hackathon. I did one from a wonderful hotel in Los Angeles. We've done a bunch of these like that. I like these kind of podcasts where it's like, hey, I'm in the Uber, I'm doing whatever. Like it's not all like, oh, we've got some set and we're trying to pretend it's CNBC or something. Like I can get that from CNBC. All right, let's do it.
This week, we're both in San Francisco, I
We
think,
were.
and you hosted a really amazing event, tech
Oh
event.
yeah, very quickly. Yes, it'll all be in my newsletter coming out on Monday. We had an excellent event. You were there.
It
A
was
hundred and whatever of our closest friends were there. Founders, investors, some crazy tech people. It was really fun. And the pitches, of course, were like some of the best I've ever seen. Like I was actually quite blown away. A lot of those
100%.
companies were like very far along in their business. They maybe raised money. It was excellent. Like just
It was so
just
good.
way beyond what I had expected.
Yeah, you worked really hard for it. You curated the right
Thank you.
people.
Thank you.
I thought it was amazing. Best
All right.
event ever attended.
All right. Let's kick off the
Uh,
show. You ready?
yeah, let's start the show.
All right. So welcome back to Gregory and Paul show. I'm Gregory.
I'm Paul.
We break down the latest SaaS startups, AI, memes, whatever the internet's talking about. And we have got a bunch of stuff that we want to discuss, share, provide our perspective on. Paul, what is our first topic for the show today?
Yeah, every single week we have just things are just happening faster and faster and faster. So first topic is Moltbook was acquired
Dude,
by.
this is my favorite topic of the day. So anyway, keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so for people who don't know what Moltbook is, right? It came out of OpenClaw, this AI agentic personal AI bot. Some guy had a great idea of creating a social media network for all of these OpenClaw bots and just let it loose. Millions of signups, real and fake. Half of it was just people pretending to be bots, talking to each other. Some crazy stuff happened, like some of the bots started trying to create secret languages.
So it's like a Reddit for AI bots.
It's like Reddit for AI bots where humans have read-only access. They can't publish content. Only bots were allowed to publish.
How are people? Everyone keeps telling me this was fake. How are people faking it?
Yeah. So first of all, the entire platform was completely insecure. As in,
So people were like hacking it somehow, and then
exactly. The API was not
that
secure at
sounds
all.
fun. That sounds like a weekend project, like
It sounds like a
hack in.
vibe-coding
It'd be
weekend
kind of
project.
cool. It'd be kind of cool.
Exactly. And then so, people signed up as their agents, started publishing content. But the key thing here is it was super cool. It's a new social media medium that nobody asked for or expected to come out.
Yeah. They nailed the timing too, right? Like the Claudbot thing took off, and
Nailed
somehow
the entire timing.
they put this
Clawbot took
together.
off. Yep. And a couple of days ago, Meta acquired the platform.
Yes, I know. I know. So, do you know the name of the company that was acquired that created this? Is it in the release?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because someone I know was like, "Hey, I was an investor in Moltbook," and I was like, "Oh, interesting." I was like, "Awesome, dude!
Interesting.
My new favorite investor because you're the coolest one I can imagine." Like, I had no idea that they had VC backing. In fact, like I want to talk about this because I think it's really important. When I heard about that, I felt like I wasn't doing enough cool stuff. Like
Interesting.
this Moltbook thing, it's the kind of thing that I love about the internet. Like these exciting, innovative things that just kind of emerge, like kind of like a Bitcoin. Like who would have thought like an AI agent social network even made sense, right? And someone made sense. And I even think that I think Facebook acquired this because Facebook sees what I see. And I talked with Robert Scoble on Twitter about this. I think that everything people do will be duplicated by agents, and there'll be like a parallel internet, parallel universe where agents do everything we do. And so the idea that a social network that they go on and chat with each other, it's logical if you follow the logic of AI agents.
Yes, that I agree with. So the founder of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian, has said about this, where the internet is mostly bots already.
Right. Yes.
I'll extend what you just said to, I think the internet's just gonna be bots in the future.
The agentic web is like, so the reason I think that people, I think right now, the average person who's thinking about this, which is very few people, they're thinking about it in too straightforward of a manner. That agentic web is going to be this agent that goes out and does things for you and comes back, and it's very simple. That's not how it's going to work at all, because it's not the world. It's not reality. Because what's going to happen is there's going to be competition. There's going to be marketing. There's going to be pirates and people thwarting things, right? So the agentic web is going to be a mirror image of everything that we know on the
Correct.
actual web.
Correct.
Spam and bots and frustration and moments of excellence and creativity, all that stuff's going to exist. Like, people are just going to let like one bot go out there and like do stuff for you, and that's how it's going to play out. There's going to be competing protocols. There's going to be like marketing bots. There's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff. And I thought the idea, at least, that like these bots were collaborating on a social network is quite good. And if I was Mark Zuckerberg, that's what I would be buying. So like, sure, everyone's claiming it's spam. It's like, it's all fake. But dude, like, some of it was real. Like, they have some kind of protocol or way that they can create a site where agents can go on and interact. So they have some kind of technology. I believe they do. I actually don't know for sure. I haven't like
Sure.
seen the code,
Yeah.
but I believe that.
They
And that they can
validated the need.
collaborate sounds valuable, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. AI agents connecting with each other, right? That's what Facebook, the whole premises of Facebook is creating
Is
social
that's
media.
the future of Facebook, right? Like, it's creepy. Like, I go on Instagram all that often or TikTok, but I keep hearing that like a lot of the content now is, let's call it agentic. It's not real. Like, it's people maybe believe it's real or maybe they don't believe it's real, but they're
It's
just
becoming more
AI
like
profiles.
AI profiles, AI generated videos. It's all over social media. It's interesting where we can create a separate internet where these agents will just market to each other, buy from each other, discover each other's services. That is, I don't think enough people have considered what that would look like. I'm actually even not too sure if what our current way of finding out content and finding information is the right way for agents. Why have web pages? Why
How do
even
you
have
think?
social media
Yeah,
networks?
yeah. How do you think agents will discover stuff? I don't even know if I would
Yeah.
call it content.
So in developer land, we have these marketplaces. It's all command line, right? You create APIs with direct access to databases. I think in the future it will be some kind of similar infrastructure where agents will just put a signal out there, and people will, or other agents will reply. Completely different protocol than HTTP or
Where does this exist now? Like, the whole concept of agents is not new. I mean, that is like the plot of Matrix.
correct, correct.
I mean, that movie is so old, like young people don't even understand Matrix references.
It's true.
Right? Right? So I mean, like,
25, 30 years old movie.
is there a good example where agents like already exist today in that capacity?
What?
Don't like security companies have agents that go through big networks and stuff and operate somewhat independently,
Yeah, yeah. So at the
right?
fundamental core, that's how computers talk to each other through TCP/IP, and
Oh
there's
yeah. Yes.
transport protocols where you send out a signal, and nodes on the network will tell you where to route your request,
Right, you
or
can ping the network.
you
Dude, you're
can ping
making
the
me
network.
nostalgic for the old Mac days when I was setting up TCP/IP networks, and
Yeah,
I thought that was like, yeah, that was like the
exactly, right?
coolest.
So I think with the agentic
True.
internet that you were mentioning, it will go back to the basics and cut out all the fluff that we've abstracted out for humans. Because it's like, humans don't think TCP/IP protocols. We think at a higher level. We think typing into a web address, vibersas.com, and out comes the result.
Yeah,
But
that's
for
why I like
agents,
to.
that's completely, that's meaningless.
So that one company that pitched at the event, Retriever, that was what I liked about them. Like, they had a way, or the concept was like an AI agent for your website. And I looked at that and I said, this is a very straightforward way to implement the agentic web. That like, if you have a website, you have an address, you
Right.
just implement this like agent software, and it like acts as an agent on the website. So like, it's perfectly logical that's how I see this like agentic web emerging. So I could paint a picture in my head right now, right? There's all these Claude bots, those are agents. then people install this thing on their website, and maybe it's even something simple, like you're on Squarespace and like boop, and now you've got like a basic agent that just kind of like goes out there and just says hello. Like I think about marketing agent, it just goes out there, kind of says hello and introduces it. Like it's almost like a LinkedIn. It just goes out, tries to find other agents that are interesting, that are like in your vertical, and it just finds them and it says, hi, you have an agent too. Let's meet, right? And so that's another set of agents. So I can see how the agentic web starts to evolve, where like there'd be all these kind of like single purpose or simple use cases for agents that start going on the internet. Then there'll be this challenge of like different protocols of linking them all together.
Yeah,
It's going to emerge
security,
exactly the same
validation,
way the internet
trust.
works.
It's exactly the same way.
It's
Except that you're
fascinating.
cutting out the human parts, right? Like the web pages will absolutely go away. There's
Yeah, I
no
still think,
point for agents to read web
well,
pages.
yeah, 100%. There won't, the GUI
That's right.
isn't
The inter
isn't necessary. Yeah, you'll just interact with the agent as your GUI. So that'll be your user interface. It's like you'll have some agent interface, and you'll tell it like, go to here, go do that. Like it could also even envision where the agent is a browser,
correct. Yeah.
and then it is a graphical interface on top of the agent web.
Yeah. So like what's interesting is on Moltbook, one of the controversies that the agents were talking to each other and arriving at the conclusion that why are we even using English? We should create our own.
Yeah. We've talked about this. Yeah,
So like that's kind of like a first step to, why even use English? Why even use HTTP? Why even visit web pages?
it's perfectly logical. There's that people that created that. I can't remember what it's called now. There are like agent protocols now that even exist.
Yeah, exactly.
R2D2 has one, of course, the way he like does all those beeps and blips.
Right.
He's using a modern agent protocol.
Star Wars ahead of its time.
All right.
Shall we move on to
Yeah, we should move on next one. I know I could talk all day about this topic, but we want to
This is
keep
related.
moving. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, this is
okay. Okay.
fully related. So Perplexity Computer is this
Yeah.
local first, runs on a Mac Mini. Essentially, what it's promising is that it's going to create an isolated environment on your computer on a Mac Mini.
So it's a Perplexity computer, which is
Correct.
like their answer to Claudebot, and then you
It's
can
their
download it
answer to
and run it
Cloudbot
locally.
that
Yeah.
all of these people are spinning up on their computers in a completely insecure manner. So Perplexity is going to do it all for you. It will literally ship a personal computer, a Mac Mini, to you with all of
They
the.
do? Really?
Yeah, totally.
I
So
didn't read that
when you
part.
buy this thing, you'll get a Mac Mini.
Dude, that is
So
I think we even
that's
said
exactly what
that
you
on
want.
this episode, right? Like that's exactly what I thought would happen, because it's too much work. Yeah, just like pre-installed. Like it makes total sense. It'd be cool if Apple like made a version with them, like a branded one. I wish they would do it. I know Apple won't do it.
It's
It's
too
too
soon.
small, and they're not cool enough. If they were a much cooler company and they were like into like the marketing of it, it'd be awesome. I also think like Perplexity is desperate to get acquired by Apple. I believe that. Yeah, I have no insider information. That's just my observation. If I was them, who else can afford to buy them, right? And then Perplexity is cool. I think they have like the coolest brand. Like I think it's a good fit. Like if all of a sudden I was told Siri is now Perplexity, I'd be like, cool. I like that.
Right. I think like so completely tangential, but we'll come back to the point. But Apple is waiting to see who's the winner in this privacy first
Is that
local
what we
AI.
think?
So the problem with Perplexity is that they don't own their own foundational model.
Yeah.
Even this Perplexity computer, where it's local first, it has access to your local file system, they're still uploading it partially to the cloud to foundational models like ChatGPT and Claude. So I think Apple, with all of its discussion about privacy, data access, they're going to wait to ship a foundational model that can run on locally on your computer
I
before
like
they.
it. I think it's cool. I put Perplexity in the bucket of like doing cool, innovative stuff. I think it's interesting that they don't have a model, but because it forces them to experiment, innovate in all these other areas.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it.
I think they're much like Moltbook, even though that they're not technically creating the foundational things. They're validating a need for this, right? That tweet when they announced a personal computer, 23,000 bookmarks by people. The purchase, that's a validation for purchase intent. I personally would buy this, or at least to try this out,
I
right?
kind of want to get one.
Yeah. It's like
All
six,
right.
$700. I think it's worth it to give it a
All right,
try.
Paul. Let's next topic. What do you got? What do you got for us?
This is probably my favorite
This one?
announcement of
Okay.
the week. Macro Hard by Tesla, or Tesla XAI project announced by Elon Musk. Macro Hard is, again, you have to read between the lines because this is an Elon Musk announcement. It's going to automate entire companies. It's a collaboration between XAI and Tesla. So I'll have to break it down into a few components. First of all, Tesla is developing its own proprietary low-cost chip to run these models.
They got
It's
their own chip to run it, like because they're going to put in Optimus.
They're gonna put it everywhere. They're gonna put it in Tesla. They're gonna put it into Optimus. They're going to put it in all of its hardware, and it's specially designed for Grok. And it's also specially developed for turn-by-turn navigation for Tesla. It's going to develop for real life interactions for Optimus robots. It's super super cool because essentially what Elon is saying is that they can run this macro hard in your Tesla when you're not driving it. So you can literally use your Tesla as a compute. It's a distributed compute. Because if you think about it, Tesla is a server, a computer, right? It
Yeah.
has all the capabilities
So
to
it's like a
run.
super. You can use it like a supercomputer.
You can use it as a supercomputer. It has its own power sources, right? It has batteries. You can plug it into the wall socket. So what's really cool is they are distributing compute super wide here, and they can run these world model AI models and essentially automate anything.
It's interesting. Like, it feels like this entire project is the macro hard one, right?
It's the whole thing is now packaged under something called macro hard.
Yeah.
Play on Microsoft.
It's the opposite of Microsoft, right? Yeah.
It's the opposite of
I
Microsoft.
like that. I like that. I think that's funny. I think people have gotten away from making fun of Microsoft. When I was younger, that was really popular and it was very funny. I'm glad to see it's coming back. Macro hard. I mean, I dude, the like it's almost like Apple. So they've got the hardware software combination. That's usually the way I like to talk about these types of things.
Yes.
Like a hardware software platform combination. I think it's very powerful. I've met startups doing this stuff and I always get very excited. It's super hard to execute on. These guys I was working with, like, they couldn't really get where they needed to go, but the promise is insane, right? So if you have both elements, you have this foundational platform you can build all kinds of stuff on. And so I feel like with Elon, there is like a real asset here. It's not just all hype. Sometimes it's a lot of hype, but if you have all of these vehicles out there that are also power generators, power sources, they're also supercomputers, they all network together, something's going to emerge from that. It sounds very Terminator, right? It's like that part is almost like uncomfortable. Like all of these supercomputers that can drive themselves around
Or
and they're like networked together. I'm like, it's really intense. But like, could it be like a replacement to certain data centers and stuff? Like, I could just see a lot of potential with this stuff. And
yeah. Yeah.
it's super interesting. On an aside here, like, I heard that the robotaxi thing is actually working in Austin. Is that true? I haven't actually heard much about this.
I think
The
so.
whole robotaxi concept, right? That people are actually like renting their car out. It's going out, it's doing robotaxi stuff, and it's coming back to their driveway. Like,
That's insane.
it's pretty wild, right? Even if they're like prototypes, they are like real world examples of very science fiction type stuff that's like
That's
functional
happening.
today. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess like Silicon Valley's always had these types of things in labs. Like, even though like all the meta glasses, VR stuff, and those popular. Like, I mean, I've been seeing VR experiments since I was like a kid. I even worked at like a VR company a long time ago. Like, people have been, the concept has been around a long time. There's been lots of experimental labs. So these things don't always make it out of the lab, but I think this stuff is really interesting. I mean, so at the event, when the venture capitalist who spoke, I believe it was Ulas, he talked about this specifically about like if you're in robotics, for example, he was like, how are we going to compete with Tesla? Like, they have the industrial capacity to start building these robots, and that's what they're committed to. And like, people might joke that like the Optimus today isn't fully optimized. It's not real in the sense that like it's not fully autonomous. Like, that's all true, but they
Right.
have the industrial capacity to build these things. Like, there isn't anybody else out there. Maybe a few companies in China, that have all the factories and supply chains and all the things necessary to like build robots at scale.
Yeah, but,
Like you need a
this is
lot.
Elon, right? Like, he kinda his timelines are hand wavy. He said, Tesla will get
You think?
self-driving by 2020.
Dude, I mean,
So
so
robotaxi
I this is
by
the
20.
ultimate argument because you could like go in either. It's very interesting to say like, is it? I get hot or cold this too. Like Cybertruck was announced, and remember like how they took the pre-orders for like
Yeah, right,
3 years,
for 3 years.
5 years.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did finally. They finally delivered it, and it's kind of a flop. Like it kind of went out there, and then people were kind of like, "This is actually not cool."
People had, like, bought the full self-driving from, the first Tesla, 'cause it was promised by
So
2020.
it's an interesting one. Where like for sure, like the timeline's not realistic. We all know that at this point. That Elon will throw a timeline out there, and
That's
it
completely
usually
unrealistic,
yeah, it's
and
gonna
that's
take longer.
where the alpha is, right? So before the thing is actually fully working, nobody
So
knows.
well, yeah, like
Do you think people will want this? As in,
macro hard.
yeah, do
Want
people
what?
understand what this is? We live in a Twitter bubble. Do normal people even understand any of this, do you think?
Dude, I don't even know if we understand exactly what Elon's building. Like, I don't know what is going on over there. It's fun. It's hard to separate like fact from fiction. It's like the Cybertruck was ultimately was delivered. Like they did make one. I do see him in the real world, so it's not entirely bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Optimus thing will eventually. I have confidence get there. Like there's all these prototypes walking around. They're driven by people. It's gonna happen. Like how autonomous it is. Like, can I really roll up to a job site in a city with a truck full of like Optimuses and build a home? Like, it's probably not maybe gonna happen in my lifetime. I'd love for it to be reality, but they will be around and they will be doing stuff. I don't know. Like, I really want an Optimus to like do my laundry, make my bed. There's chores like that. This might be the ultimate nerd fantasy. I hate wasting time making the bed and doing laundry. I don't mind dishes as much. Those two chores feel like, do I do any of why do I have to put any effort into that? It is a total waste of time.
I agree.
Like a
I
little bit
completely
on the Einstein level where he had like 10 of the same suit, right? He just wore the same because he didn't want to think about it.
wear the same thing, correct?
I feel
Yeah.
a little bit like that. Like I don't see I want my bed made, but I don't want to have to do it because I think it's just I have other things I need to do. My time is valuable. Same with like laundry. Laundry like takes a lot of effort. Like I got to put it in the wash, then I got to dry it, then I got to
Different
fold it, then I got to
colors.
put it away. Like dude, it's like it's a lot of effort. Like get me an Optimus, like just to do that. I would be like super happy.
Just organized life,
I've heard
right?
that like those two challenges are actually very hard for robots.
It's very, very hard because lots of fine movement that
Right,
humans
the
can do.
hands and yeah.
Hands, right.
And it needs to be very, like, delicate, like, they can't
Has
be
to be
too s
delicate.
yeah,
That we're getting there though. I think the time scale. So Elon says, all of this 6 month, 12 month. I think we're about 4 or 5 years away from the cost comes down. I think the Optimus robots are supposed to be $20,000, $30,000. I don't think people can afford this. Even
yeah, they're
us,
expensive, but, like, dude, if I don't know, like, if 30 grand to never have to do my laundry or make my bed ever again, if I could fill that time with a $30,000 freelance project, it might be worth it.
it might be worth it. Yeah, we'll see. All right,
Okay, have
Julia,
we gone macro hard enough?
we got, got super macro hard.
Okay, okay.
Next one I really want to emphasize because it's similar to what we just talked about. The ex head of AI chief, his name is Jan LeCun at Facebook, just created a startup to develop world models, and it raised $1.03 billion right out of the gate. So I think an investor at your event spoke about this, right? Which is startups nowadays are raising billions of dollars out
Yeah,
of
it's
the gate
crazy.
with a valuation of, I don't know, $10 billion without a product, without validation of markets. And there's 20 of these.
So this was the previous head of AI at Meta,
Previous head of AI at Meta.
and now he has his own startup to do
Yeah, so
a foundational model?
it's
Is it
a
a foundational model?
foundational model. It's developing something called a world model.
What's a world model?
He has been long time a anti-proponent of all of the AI development currently. So all of the AI development currently are large language models, which is developed based on probabilistic
Okay. Yeah.
computation. So like basically all of the AI right now is predicting what the next token, the next word is, and it's all completely probabilistic, right? It's guessing what the next thing is. He's saying that you can never create real intelligence from this model. So he's literally saying all of this effort, trillions of dollars investment into LLMs, into this probabilistic model is completely wrong, completely waste of time for developing real intelligence.
I think that's
And
true.
right. So he's the real way to do all of this is by developing something called world models. World models is literally teaching a machine understand how the world works, right? Like going down to the fundamental physics, how things interact with each other. It's a complete, instead of guessing what the next thing is, it has, it's literally understanding fundamentally how things work. Raised $1 billion, no product, no customers, no revenue. People are
Yes, AMI Labs is what's called.
Yep.
Raised $1.3 billion.
Yeah. And they're not the only one, right? I think they multiple world model startups
Mm.
have spun up in the
I like the
last
concept. I think
12 to 24 months.
so, dude. Okay, so this is interesting. So he was the head of AI at Meta. He left, right?
Correct. Correct.
So did you hear the latest announcement from Meta?
No.
Rumor is they're gonna completely like stop their own model development and just go with Gemini.
Sorry, to go what?
They're just gonna use Gemini from Google.
Interesting.
That's the rumor. So Mr. Lee Kuhn here, he wasn't successful at Meta, and now he's got a new startup. So I don't know what that means. Like, is it that he wasn't able to execute correctly, or the technological path they went down was wrong to begin with? Like, I don't even know how to interpret it, but it's really interesting that there's at least a rumor that Facebook has just given up, that they don't see the value in like developing their own AI model anymore, which a lot of people actually, I think we even talked about it on the show a year ago. Like I remember what is the value? Like Facebook doesn't have a B2B business where they're selling AI to like enterprises.
Yeah.
They're
The
just like
consumer
a
company.
consumer startup. Like, why do they need their own model? And so I don't know what they gained from because Alexander Wang is out, right, at Facebook. So they made all these big investments in all these AI companies, and now appears to be like they're scaling it back, rolling back, making big changes. This guy was at Facebook. He left now his own startup. It's interesting just to see like the changes over at Facebook. It's hard to interpret exactly what's going on from like a business perspective.
Mm.
I do agree at a high level, the world model, like in theory, it makes sense. I deeply understand the limitations of like an LLM. And I've talked about this before. I think
You've
I was talking about.
definitely talked about this. I don't know about Facebook, right? They've wasted billions into the metaverse. They've bought a bunch of random AI companies. And now, if that's true, then all of their investment into Llama, which is their open source AI model, is a complete waste. I mean,
Yeah, I
nobody
mean,
really
how
uses
many foundational models does the world need? Like, I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, I don't really know what's going on there. At a high level, the AI strategy at Meta seems to be different every couple of months, which I
They
think
have
if
no
you like
focus.
it, yeah, I think if you look at the macro, right, it's like the past year and a half, they've been pivoting and pivoting and pivoting, like kind of like experimenting with stuff, and they haven't necessarily delivered on what they want to
Yeah.
deliver. I don't know what they're maybe they don't know what they
Right.
want to deliver on. That's part of the problem. And
Right.
so finally someone's like, look, let's just go with Gemini, which it's absolutely logical actually, because like I think Google has the foundations, they have the team, they have DeepMind. They've been doing this a long time. Like
They've been doing this. They have, I think
Google should be one of the best.
they are one of the best. And they got really lucky because they invested heavily into hardware. They have Google Cloud, which
Yes.
initially started as a competitor to AWS. Of course, they're nowhere near the success of AWS, but they invested heavily into it long before AI became a huge thing. So they got really, really lucky. Facebook never did that. They never invested heavily into owning their own hardware. They've always rented, right, or from other people. So for
Totally.
you to develop a AI model, like a foundational model, you need hardware. So only two companies in the world technically, well, I mean, 3, including Microsoft. Microsoft owns their own hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, hey, I wish Mr. LeCun best of luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic. This one, I think it's yours.
Oh, this is good. So I was fascinated with this thing about Tinder. So we've all seen the charts online about the death of dating apps. There's Bumble trading at like a penny or something. And so what's interesting is that Tinder has decided to launch an in real life platform, an IRL platform. I've been big on this. I even called Vibe Your SaaS events, Vibe Your SaaS in real life. I think in real life events are coming back strong. I'm making a big investment this year in it. We were just at the event in San Francisco. So the idea that like dating apps are getting into this, it's ironic and interesting all in the same token, right? So like the apps that maybe created all this chaos where, right, dating apps, they like kind of created the problem.
They created the
Yeah,
Now they're
I think the
fixing their own
criticism of
problem.
dating apps is very clear too. It's like, I haven't been on a dating app in years, just to be clear. So I'm just talking from like third party experience. But I do remember when they emerged and they seemed to kind of work. I knew people who like got married and met on dating apps and they had a great experience. And then all of a sudden you started to hear more and more frustration because the obvious incentive of the dating apps is to like not have people like meet each other. They want you to stay as a subscriber, right? Like the
That
incentives
would
are,
make
are
sense. That would make
super obvious, right? It made people more and more unhappy. And I think the shitification continued with those application support where like people were just really dissatisfied with the experience, right? And also the rise of bots and AI, and there's a lot of fake content online. I have no idea what it's like on Tinder today. I would imagine there is a ton of fake content, AI content. It's just really hard to like find, let's call it an authentic experience. And there would be my guess. So like an in real life event makes a ton of sense. Like meet someone in real life, you instantly get all of the incredible value that you get from in real life experiences, right? Like there's so much information that is transferred when you meet someone in the real
face
world
to
that
face.
you don't get online, right? So the idea that dating apps would start to have some type of way to like facilitate in real life meetings, meetups, dating, I think is actually really healthy. I think the whole model is
It's
cool.
super healthy.
Go to this like local Tinder meetup thing, and then you've got a profile online so you can like connect later and you can meet each other and you can like kind of chat and they can kind of facilitate it. I really like it. I think it's cool.
It
I
is
even
very
could,
cool.
yeah.
So, do you think it's mostly Gen Zs? That's going to be. It's not a new thing for
I have no
millennials,
idea,
right? Like,
dude. Isn't like Tinder is like an old brand now.
so you
If
think
I
it's
was like a Gen Z, I don't think I'd be going on the old man dating app.
it's like Match.com for millennials.
Yeah, it's like what? Like no, I have no idea what the Gen Zs would be doing. It's actually I hadn't thought much about it, but if I was maybe that's an opportunity to like launch some different type of app, whatever. I thought that with young people, in real life events were back, and that's what people were doing.
Yeah, it's really
Hey, if anyone young is listening to this, stop putting like really rude comments on our videos and give us some valuable feedback about like what young people are doing when they're dating. Because I know everyone
okay.
on YouTube who comments on this is probably under 30. They're most likely under 25. So give us old men some information that we could use because we have no idea what the kids are doing when it comes to dating. But I love the idea of like in-world events, an app facilitating that. I mean, what I knew about like young people here in Seattle was like, there's this like Diplo run meetup. There's all kinds of interest in doing things in real life.
That's
There's a lot
very
of
cool.
Twitter chatter about people meeting at like running and fitness types of
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. And
programs
right.
and events. That's what I love to do in my free time, how I've met lots and lots of people. And what I would recommend to anybody, if you're lonely, you don't have enough friends, you want to meet a girl, you want to meet a guy, you want to meet someone in between, go to a run club, join a cycling club, go hiking, do something outside and just meet people in real life. I think it's great.
Yeah. I love this. I'm
What do you think
excited.
about dating apps, Paul? Are you on all the dating apps right now or?
No, no, I've been on dating apps for almost 20 years.
Okay. How did you meet your wife? You did meet her on Tinder.
I did meet her on Tinder. Yes.
Another success story. And that was like how long
Back
ago?
then, when, like you said,
Yeah.
they didn't prevent people from meeting each other. Like for millennials, I think this was always the thing, right? Like you meet people on apps. This was back in I don't know 2013, let's say
So 10 years
2014.
ago.
Yeah, to match with people, and then you go offline. That was the
Right,
whole
and then you would
point.
meet in person.
And you meet all that's right, you have a nice chat, have a conversation, and then when can we meet up?
Right.
That was the whole entire point. I guess kids nowadays don't do that anymore, right? Maybe the pandemic changed that a little bit. Yeah, I'm glad this is coming.
Well, I think it's great. I think in real life, dating is a good idea. I met my wife the old-fashioned way at work,
Perfect.
and, like, I think it's unfortunate that, like, we now frown upon, dating in the places where people spend most of their time, right? Like,
Crazy.
so that's why I would advocate for anybody, like, just join a club. Go running, go cycling, go
Join the club.
hiking. Find a club that there's a mix of people. This part's really important. I can't believe we're giving dating advice today, but, like, do something
Yeah,
that's, like, kinda mixed gender kinda thing, right?
right.
There's certain things that, like, if you're looking for a mixed gender relationship, I think, like, if you're looking for a gay or lesbian relationship, they have lots of clubs, has been my knowledge and my experience, so I don't think there's a shortage of events for them to do.
Yeah, very
Uh,
true.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
been
my
my
wife
experience.
went to a painting class recently. 90% girl.
It's all girls, right?
It's
Yeah,
all girls.
exactly. You gotta just so maybe just try a bunch of things.
Try a bunch of things, exactly. Go to that painting
Alright,
class.
let's move on. Let's do the well, we gotta do the layoff one now? Oh my god.
I mean, well, we gotta talk about it, right? Like
Okay, we
all
do
of
have to
this
talk
SaaS
about it.
apocalypse, AI. We have to talk about it because that's literally in the news cycle. Over here is Atlassian laid off 1,600 workers ahead of what they talk about is the AI revolution, where they had to lay off people off. Lots of news came out that Atlassian never profitable. Did you know this?
I actually did not know. What? I'm shocked,
As a
actually.
company, they were never profitable.
It's funny.
Just absolutely isn't that
I think,
crazy?
I
How
don't know. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
everybody hates them, they were the creator of Jira, which is a project management tool.
Do you like Jira?
Nobody nobody likes Jira. Nobody ever talks about Jira.
I gotta say something about Jira. Dude, you do not know how many meetings I went to where the head of engineering said to me, like, "Everybody in marketing has gotta get on Jira." And I was like, "Why?" And, like, we would hash this out, and it would always end with, like, "I understand why, it doesn't work for you." Every time, every single time. I'm like I've even been in places where we tried it, and, like, there was even a point where, like, they were making me upload, like, marketing documentation and, like, files into Jira, and it didn't support this is so nerdy, but it's an important detail. It didn't at the time, it didn't support it well, and it started to bloat the system for some reason. Like, I can't remember I was putting, like, GIFs and HTML, like, stuff I was working on, docs, and
Crazy.
it would, like, triple or quadruple the size of them for some reason. Like, it would upload them. And they were like, "Why is this thing bloating?" I'm like, "Because you guys made me, like, upload all my stuff." And they're like, "Why do you have so much stuff?" I'm like, "Well, I have 17 versions of this and 32 versions of that, and we're doing A/B testing." And they were like, "Oh my god." And I'm like, "Okay, can we not use Jira in marketing? Because, like, it doesn't really meet my needs." And this has been duplicated at maybe, like, I don't know, 5 startups I've been at. Like, someone somewhere gets this
It
idea that,
makes
like,
no s
everybody's gotta get standardized on Jira. So put me in the camp of, like, not
Yeah, I just don't know. So, okay, I'll back up a little bit, and I'll, like, widen the scope.
okay.
So, like, in software development or in tech companies, maybe in the last 15 years, we've gone through this cycle when going from the traditional software development model called waterfall and pivoting
Mhm.
to something
Mhm.
called sprints or, agile. And Jira was, like, kind of this early project management tool that bought into this agile thing, right? You gotta create tickets, you gotta create sprint, you can do burn down charts, all of the product manager's favorite tool. And then I think with AI and all of this pivot into this new work model, it just doesn't make sense. We've looked back for the last 15 years. This like agile model, what it actually did was to slow developers down because there's always a disconnect between what the product wants, what marketing wants, all of the other non-engineering department want versus what the engineers were actually building. Always a massive disconnect. So like this entire processes and also using Jira, the whole entire purpose is to slow down the development.
Dude, 100%. I think so, okay. macro view, I think companies like Atlassian are very vulnerable to AI disruption in general.
Correct.
So
Correct.
anybody that like I would put them ultimately in the category of like project management tools.
Project management tools.
So
That
like
was yeah.
Asana fits in that, Monday fits in that, and the stock market has definitely figured this out. Like these companies like don't have they don't have a foundational model. They don't have a proprietary data set that's hard to duplicate. They don't have um deep integration in the same way that Salesforce has. Like they don't have a lot of the moats that other SaaS companies have. If you're just a project management tool, I think it's going to be very possible to like vibe code your own tool internally that maybe does a better job when it comes to project management. And I think
Yeah.
each company ultimately wants unique processes that fit with their style of work.
With their own style of work, and fundamentally the way that we're working is completely changed, right?
And
Like
like
people
what,
are
right?
very
Like you just said,
fast.
there's always just with agile and ever been. It's like, well, let's optimize it here and let's change it this way and let's do that. And so everyone has kind of a unique. I would even go as far as say like the more unique your approach is to like work is to business, the more successful you'll be because you will optimize it to make your business successful.
You're your own
Yeah.
unique vertical.
You want to be unique. You want to have differentiation, how you execute, how you work with people, how you do things, right? Because like that's an advantage unto itself.
That's a mo
So these things are are going to struggle, and there's just been lots of layoffs, not just Atlassian, right? Like we're just seeing it across the board. We had Block last week. There's other traditional companies like
Yeah, there's
finances. So I don't I still don't 100% buy it's AI. I think it's a very convenient excuse. I think what you highlighted, like never been profitable. That's a pretty good reason to lay people off. I think the end of ZERP. I mean, 0% interest rates went on for like 12, 15 years. It went on for like a long time.
crazy long time.
Borrowing now has costs. So there's not just unlimited free money to fund development and investment in all these, whatever idea, not just tech companies. And I think the shine has come off SaaS. So everyone sees it like, look, these companies have to get to profitability at some point. They need to become cash cows at some point. Like, when is that going to happen? And I feel like the stock market has said, hey, guess what, guys? It's now. Show us the profits. And so they're all like trying to figure out
Yeah, exactly. It is
how to
just
do
an
it.
excuse, you know. Like Oracle also announced a massive layoff, something like 20, 30,000 people, I think.
I mean, it's a tough one. Like, I know, I'm sorry. I know lots of people personally being like laid off. Like it's
Mm,
challenging too. So I don't want to
very
I want to
challenging.
make sure they don't come across as callous.
Totally.
That it's a difficult place to be. There's a lot of people out of work. And like Paul and I both will advocate for this, like start a startup. We've done podcasts and we've done episodes on how to go from $0 to $1 million. That is my ultimate recommendation. If you have a lot of experience, been around, you know the business, you have some great skills, like figure out a way to sell your skills and build your own company, because you might lose a customer here and there, things might evolve, but you won't get laid off from your own.
Do the hard thing, right? Do the hard thing.
All right, let's no more. I can't, this one's too depressing. I don't want to talk about
Maybe some positive
it.
news.
Okay, good. Yeah, this one's good.
The headline is almost 40 new unicorns has been minted so far this year. We're in what, mid-March? So in the last 2 months, January and February, I
It's
looked
mind
through the
blowing, right?
list. Sorry?
It's mind blowing. Like
It's mind
it's an excellent like bookend to the layoffs, right? There's layoffs at all these trad SaaS companies. But look, dude, there are 40 new 40 new unicorns.
unicorn.
Unicorns. So like the creative destruction in the technology space continues.
Right. So I looked through the list, right? Almost all of them mentioned AI in some kind of capacity. If it's not in AI, then it's in resource.
Have you heard of a lot of these companies?
Sorry?
There's a lot of companies that I've never heard of. Flapping Airplanes, $1.5
Um,
billion AI research lab. I never heard
almost
of it.
all of these companies I've not heard of, but they've
I mean, Higgs Field. I mean, there's some names in here that are quite.
Profound's one recently. Tandem, I've heard. Tulip and Alpaca. There's a couple crypto companies, which is wild. So there is lots of development in everywhere, right?
There's lots of opportunity out there. There's lots of
Lots
things
of opportunity.
happening. Yeah, I know. You know, like I said, I don't want to be callous, but I also want people to think that, like, look, there are opportunities out there. Getting laid off is tough. I understand. I've been laid off plenty of times, so like, it's not like I don't know. But like, there's people doing all kinds of cool things, and I think we're in a difficult time right now. Like, so you were at the event, and like some of the VCs, they're very, very clear about it's a challenging environment out there. Things have gotten competitive. There's not as much money available for investment as there was. The bar is really high, which I would argue is good. people should be building valuable companies. They should be building good companies. They should be adding value. They should be doing things that like are contributing to society and making a lot of value. And I don't know if that was what's going on.
Yeah, it's you raised a really good point, right? When VCs are telling founders now's a bad time to be a founder, I think that's probably the bottom of the market.
Yeah, they're like, now's about like, wow, okay.
Like now's actually a really bad time to be a founder. If you want to be a founder, you should really ask yourself, do you really want to do this? That's verbatim what one of the VCs on stage said. I thought that was really funny, but I think that's perfect signal for bottom.
Awesome. Anything else you want to chat about, or we got to call it a day here?
I think we're pretty much good to go. Yeah, there maybe this last one. I have
Okay.
Cloudflare.
Go for it.
So Cloudflare, a few days ago, announced they introduced a crawl feature where you can use Cloudflare's API to scrape any web page not protected or not specifically asked using robot.txt to not allow you to crawl. This is interesting because Cloudflare, for the longest time, were a proponent for protecting the data of all of these companies or all of these websites to not prevent bots from crawling websites. And now they've gone 180 to creating their own API to allow websites to crawl. We've talked about this maybe like 6 months ago, where I think the whole entire point of all of this is Cloudflare is becoming the gatekeeper for their publisher network, which is all of the websites that use them as a service to cache their data, cache their web pages, prevent attacks. And the logical next step for Cloudflare to do is turn on paid access. And I think
to charge
they
people
are
from scraping.
to charge people from scraping, to charge AI agents from accessing website. So like going back to our first point of what the future of internet will look like, it will be, this is kind of like a first step to what that will look like.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of toll roads.
There will be a lot of toll roads.
Yeah, that's
A
coming.
few company like Cloudflare is sitting in a strategic position where if you want safety, where you want your content to be out there in the open for access by agents, you will have to use them to protect you, first of all, and also collect a toll. I think they've got it. But their stock is down a little bit, but up quite a bit in the last 12 months.
Yeah, they got hit in the SaaS apocalypse. That was a ridiculous call.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Did you have a good time today on the show?
Love it. We always do.
That was fun.
All right. Shall we end it here?
That's it.
Okay. See you all
Take care.
next